Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Clint Shire, Manager of Account Implementation for Apple Leisure Group, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Executive Supplier panel here at Ascend 2020. Please make sure that you submit any questions that you have in the chat located in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. You guys are probably all pros at this by now. Our panelists will do their absolute best to answer your questions before the end of the presentation. Your moderator today is none other than the Ray Sininsky, president of Apple Leisure Group Vacations. Ray, grateful to have you here today, and take it away.
Thank you very much, Clint. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all our special invitation-only travel advisors and owners that are joining us today. I'm really excited about the opportunity to share some more information, not only from some of the leading resorts in our business, but really some of the leading people and the people that really have really stepped out of the pack and really been exemplary in bringing their organizations back and making adjustments. And before we even get started, while I shared my gratitude in the general session with all the travel advisors who have worked tirelessly during this time period, I'd be remiss if I didn't extend a tremendous amount of gratitude to the people that are joining us in this panel. I mean, what they've done to lead their organizations, the amount of safety protocols that they put in place, putting short-term revenue to the side and putting the customer safety first has really been a driving factor to our return to travel. And we've all been excited about some of the ramp up that's been happening, especially recently with new bookings. And I'd also like to thank them for working closely with us on our 125% credit. We were able to, at this point, almost 40% of those canceled reservations were saved, and it would never have been done without the partnership that we have with everyone here. So a tremendous amount of gratitude for being leaders in your segment and for partnering with our organization. I'm thrilled today to welcome, as I said, some of the leaders in the industry, starting off with Colette Baruth with AM Resorts. Thrilled to have Colette joining us. Also joining us are Armin Kessner from Ryu Hotels and Resorts, John Long with Iberostar, Ash Tembe from AIC, and Antonio Herrera from Blue Diamond Resorts. And it's interesting, not only are these some of our closest partners, but they're some of my closest friends. So it's wonderful to have you here. And I really appreciate all of you taking the time to join us. So without further ado, let's jump right in. And certainly we continue to learn as people have started to travel and you're starting to see some of your protocols be executed. What things have you learned or protocol adjustments that you may have made up to this point? And what do you expect to change as volume continues to increase? You know, Cancun just recently opened up where they've changed their status and now they're going to be able to go up to 60%. So if I could kick off maybe with you, Colette, and just share a little bit about what's happening with you and AM Resorts.
Sure. Thanks so much, Ray, and thanks so much for having us today. And great appreciation to all of our travel agent partners as well. We couldn't do it without you. As I'm sure many of you are familiar with, as Ray was saying, we've all been put in a scenario where we have to create new protocols and look at the way that we're running things operationally with respect to the safety of our guests and create confidence in order for agents to feel comfortable recommending and for consumers to take the plunge to travel again. And so we had initiated our Clean Complete verification, which had been supported by previous protocols that we had in place with third-party verification with Cristal International standards, POSI check, and a series of other things. But what some of the agents may not be aware is that previous to the pandemic, we had actually had as our occupancy strategy to go no higher than an 80% average occupancy throughout the year. So we've already been properly prepared for being able to manage a percentage of people on property without having to be at full capacity. So as more and more people are traveling, we're looking at social distancing guidelines, of course, as we open more venues, as we expand the hours of different venues, such as restaurants and the like, and taking all of that into consideration. And two major things that we have done as well, too, is that we have a medical advisory board with Dr. Italo Sampalo, who is a specialist in virology and is also the director of Hospitan in Cancun. We have those meetings 2 times a week where he is looking at property flow and any other things that we might need to take into consideration. And also, too, wanted to share as part of our baseline protocol, we're not only testing employees when they come back to work, but we're also testing them every 2 weeks mandatorily so that we can assure that we're identifying anyone who might be asymptomatic. And that's part of the standard protocol that we have going forward as the resorts and the destinations start to reopen.
Thank you very much, Colette. Extremely helpful. Armin, how about yourself? Rio Hotels were one of the first hotels to open up in Cancun, when we were going through this pandemic. Maybe share some of the things you're doing with your safety protocols and how you anticipate ramping up as occupancy increases.
Yeah, hey Ray. Good to see you. Hey everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure. I've seen that the show so far has been a great success, and thank you very much. Regarding your question, Ray, since the pandemic started, or let's put it this way, since our hotels have to close down, which was in March, we started working on our protocols. This is almost everything we were doing during 3 months until we opened our hotels. So the protocols were made for the situation we were facing right now. And in order to ensure that we do not get over occupancies where those protocols might be challenged, we keep in place maximum occupancies in our hotels, which are either put in by guidelines from the government or ourselves. There are some resorts now where we could go higher than we have occupancies, but we don't do so because we put our own maximum occupancy in order to assure the client safety.
Thank you very much. And I remember when this first started and we all had trepidation, I remember your first hotel that you opened, you guys got to like 30% utilization in the first week or two. So a testament to you guys, you've done. So for all of us, this pandemic has changed the way we do business. There certainly cannot be this business as usual that maybe had been in place prior. So just wondering, what new product lines, room categories, or innovative experiences are you considering to kind of revolutionize how you're coming out of COVID? And maybe if we could start off with you, Ash.
Sure. Yeah, some of the things we've had to work with as far as innovative, and I know this doesn't sound innovative, but all of our pools have become complete bars. And what I mean by that is, we really are not opening our pool bars. And what happens there is we're able to throw staff to serve people throughout the entire pool. So what used to be oh, I can't believe your pool bars are closed. Now it's an innovative thing that the entire pool has become a bar and people can distance, and every corner and every edge of that pool bar is now that pool is actually now the pool bar. So by adding staffing, making safety standards are good, giving people just the experience of just being able to get great service while being socially distanced in itself is just, makes people comfortable. They're very happy on property. As far as innovations as our brand, we continue to do our safe and sound standards and, just try to improve on the little things we're doing. A great thing that's really happened to us has been the kind of the elimination of the buffet. And we're able to see that we can innovate more with food and put more money towards a better food product in this environment. And the clients are loving it.
Thank you. I think that's that has been, I think, one of the revolutionary things that's happened in the all-inclusive is either the buffet being attended by someone or pre-set up little meals already, there for the taking. And so that has been extremely rewarding to see just some of the creativity and innovation across the way. And it just goes to show how, as an industry, we'll continue to adapt. But Antonio, do you want to share a little bit of what's happening at Blue Diamond as far as some of the new product lines and innovations?
Yeah, thank you first of all for having me in this panel. It's a privilege to be with all these colleagues. It's really fantastic to be joining this time with you all. Our main scope before we even decided to open a hotel was all based on the safety programs that we were running. So we implemented them. They are available on our webpage. Now our main focus has been on the marketing side about our rebranding. So we want to be more efficient in our opening in the way we promote and communicate our different brands. So Royalton, which is mainly known for all-in-luxury family vacations, has gone through minor tweaks that will allow to integrate two new concepts. On one side is the Royalton Chic, and the other side is Mystique by Royalton. Mystique by Royalton is our boutique resort concept that is currently available in Holbox. We open up in July 15th, Mexico, and San Lucia, which will be opening in December 2020. Royalton Chic, it's our new adults-only standalone resort that will make its debut in Cancun, Hotel Zone, and Punta Cana in November and December, respectively. So with this, we expect to communicate more efficiently and ensure still ensure the differentiation that is needed for the product. On a final note, I'd like to briefly mention the opening of Planet Hollywood Cancun on December 2020 as a new milestone in the expansion plan of this brand in the Caribbean region. So it's adding to our existing Costa Rica, and we will continue our growth of Planet Hollywood brand. That is what we are bringing you now.
Thank you very much, Antonio. You know, when we go through something at COVID, you know, and I've used this phrase many times, there's no playbook for shutting the world down and reopening it, right? And so luckily in our history, this has happened very, very few times, and really none to the level. It's been unprecedented what's happened in COVID. So when everything shuts down and it starts to open back up again, a lot of the lanes of distribution get blurred, and everyone's trying to get as much revenue back into their business as quickly as possible. A growing concern of our travel advisors is, how is your company pushing the importance of booking through a travel agent and ensuring that those offers that are out there are competitive in both platforms? And so if I could just kick off maybe with you, Ash, if you can give a little feedback on that.
I would love to. I mean, if you don't come out of this scenario understanding how important a travel agent is, you should close your hotels. Because I think for us, the travel agent, it was the only individual entity that actually would help try to keep a group or a wedding or even a simple booking. Whereas, you know, a lot of the online channels was just click a button and you're actually canceled. The travel agents, ourselves, and you know, ALG, our partners, are all involved in this whole thing together. And just watching and helping and being part of it, it just makes you realize that it's the most important channel you got. A travel agent will save that booking because they need to save their jobs as well. We're all in it together, and I think we always knew it, but now you really saw it. Some of the agents working so hard just to keep that wedding, making them feel comfortable. And you got to go back to March, right? March, we thought it was going to be done in June or July. So then we moved the group to July, and then we all had these rules, and we realized, hey, it's not over in July. But they still work with us to move them again and again. And, you know, if that was online, you would have never talked to that person again. So I think that, you know, coming out of here, we always knew it. I just think we have a better understanding on how closely we can work with the individual travel agent, communicate with them on their needs. They're talking to a customer who's also confused. You know, I just can't see any other way to come out of this and focusing more and more on the travel partners. You really saw, I mean, and we're doing okay right now because of travel agents.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Ash. And I think, you know, sometimes it's tough to find a lot of silver linings that we've experienced through COVID, but one certainly is the tireless efforts of the travel advisor has really reinforced tenfold the value that they bring to companies like yourselves and ourselves, and the customers who booked with them realizing the value that they had and helping them get through rebookings, refunds, all those kinds of things. So I couldn't agree with you more. John, if maybe you could share a little bit about how Iberostar is ensuring the travel agent is competitive during this time frame, that would be great.
Yeah, thanks, Ray, and thanks again for having me. This is fantastic. I mean, without the travel agents, we wouldn't have been able to open up our hotels because they have been key to, you know, we have our BDM team that's out there. Even though they can't physically go see anyone right now, they're virtually doing sales calls constantly and in really good communication with the core agents that are really invested in getting the business back up and running. And the feedback that they've been giving us has allowed us not only to maybe change some of our protocols, improve our protocols, but at the same time, give us the assurances that we can open a hotel. Because like what Ash was saying before about trying to save that group, you know, a 30-room group is you know, that's a good piece of business for 5 nights. And that allows us to be able to keep people employed in the destinations and opening the resorts. Whereas if we were just looking at numbers and looking at washout, you know, and there was no communication and feedback, then we would never be opening these hotels. And, you know, the the Iberostar in Dominican Republic is a great example. The Iberostar selection Bavaro, we opened up the coral level right before COVID started. And it was an unknown product because the agents knew the coral level in Cancun, but they didn't know the coral level yet in Bavaro. But with the communication that they've had with our BDMs and working really closely with our sales teams and really taking the time to educate themselves on the coral level concept, it's really, really helped them and helped us to be able to open that hotel with confidence that we can open up the next hotel, like, for example, in La Romana and in Jamaica. And the agents have invested their own time and money going and staying at our resorts and experiencing it with their families on their own family vacations and experiencing these all of these resorts that we've been opening, which has really been fantastic as well. So we really, I mean, it goes without saying what I said. I mean, agents now have a really great opportunity to show more value than ever before to customers.
Thank you very much, John. Armin, could you add to that from Rio's perspective?
Oh, yes. I think the first basis you have to create nowadays, as there's little business and everybody's trying to get the business, is to create a level playground. You've got the OTAs, you've got the direct channels, and you've got the agents. So you have to make sure the agents are competitive. So we more than ever assure rate parity throughout the different channels so that there's nobody in disadvantage. That's the first thing, very, very important. Then I invite the agents to take advantage of charters. There are special charter rates. No Expedia is sending charters. No direct channel from a hotel chain is sending charters. It's only available through tour operators and therefore through travel agents. I think there's a very, very big advantage over there. And in order to show appreciation more than ever, because I want to remind everybody that we are very, very thankful because our company is built on travel agents, was built on travel agents. And therefore, during those times, appreciating the business towards us, we have triple RPC points in place until the end of the year, and we'll launch a new platform for travel agents, which is more user-friendly than ever before. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Armin. And I didn't even ask for the plug on charters, but I really, really appreciate it. And next time we have dinner, the Kobe steak is yours. You know, we'll look to do that on the other side of this. On a more serious note, you know, we all experienced changes with our teams during this time period. Some policies were changed and, you know, engagement practices had to be paused in support of travel advisors. Do you anticipate any changes to your travel agency programs ongoing? And maybe if you can kick us off, John.
Yeah, I mean, one of the great things is, I mean, you always got to try that silver lining, like you were saying before. We've been able to have some time to be able to really look at everything that we're doing with our loyalty program with agents. And even though our resources are limited right now, we are continuing to invest in better technology and finding different ways to have a better loyalty program. Of course, partnering with you guys with the Waves programs, also extra commission bonus programs, more perks, everything to be able to give agents more and more tools to be able to sell our resorts, like I was saying at the very beginning. The other thing that we also want to do is we want to invest in educating the agents even further. And we feel like if they're going to take the time to learn about us, we should invest in making sure they have the right access to the best tools and everything. So we're investing in that. So again, as I said, we have limited resources, limited teams, but what we're doing, we are dedicating it towards making our platform and everything for travel agents much, much better. And even on Vax, we have our own landing page, and we continue to update that and provide much more information for the agents on there as well.
Thank you, John. Antonio, do you anticipate any changes to your travel agent programs?
Well, we have the Blue Diamond Agent Rewards program that we launched 3 years ago, almost. We had to suspend it for a few months this summer, but we are happily resuming the rewards as of September. So what we have done in that period of time from March to July, August, was to improve basically the technical support that was required. We had some glitches that were fixed, and we are trying to enhance and consolidate the platform that we are currently using. We have also changed our credit card provider since we are now having a much better service. Obviously, as a complement to the Blue Diamond Agent Rewards, we have our team of BDMs, which it was not big before, but we have brought it back fully, and we have now 7 people throughout North America. So trying to support the travel agent community, all the requires information demand that they might have. And through the program, we are obviously providing certain perks and benefits to our travel agents. So please enroll in our program. It's a very generous one. I mean, we are providing very good dollars. And the enhancement that we visualize for the future is not only the possibility to convert points into cash, but also to convert points into room nights and other hotels services.
Thank you very much, Antonio. Next question is, the BDMs and the sales teams are the lifeblood of our industry, and across our entire industry in hotel sectors and tour operators and so forth, that group has been hit probably the hardest, while revenue has been, minimal to almost stopped. What changes do you anticipate, if any, with your sales team and your support of the travel agency community moving forward? Maybe Ash, we can kick it off with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make changes to my sales team. I'm going to bring, obviously some are on furlough because of COVID and children, and that is something we're dealing with and trying to figure out the best way to get around that. But ultimately, I just think they're going to do business differently. We're not going to change territories. We're not going to change really what, I just don't think they're going to be going to agencies like they used to, and they won't be doing, they'll be doing more of these Zoom things and taking more advantage of that. But I don't think the connection and what they do and their empowerment or any of that is going to change on my team, because that's really how they elevate themselves. They can make those things happen for the agent. That agent needs someone to talk to. I would never take that away. That's just too important for our company, especially. So yeah, I don't anticipate, right now I'm just going through what we have the furloughed people and things like that. But once everything starts to come around the corner, which we're seeing already, we're actually, adding staffing for support already. We're having, volumes go up. We're not able to, when I get a complaint from an agent, that's a signal that things are doing well, we can't really handle what we're doing. So it's a good thing to hear a complaint, and they've been very vocal. So we know we have an issue, and we just add the staffing back that we had either, furloughed or put somewhere else in the department to do something. So yeah, we're seeing it come back, and we're not going to change that contact, that size of the sales force to the travel agent. There's just no reason for us to do that.
Thank you. I agree. I think, my key takeaway from your comments are we've got to do things differently, and we've got to find ways to be efficient and be innovative. And the comfort level of everyone coming back isn't just our teams. It's who they're going to visit and how they're engaging and so forth. So, we too are also going to keep our ears to the grindstone and get great feedback from our travel advisors on what do they want. Do they really want someone coming to their office, and what's the right time and so forth. And for us, Jackie and Jim and myself all felt strongly, and we've kept about 30 people in the field during these times. And as you said, doing things virtually and so forth, doing things a little bit differently, because it's a vital connection, and it's a very emotional connection with our travel advisor partners and our companies. So
yeah, I mean, I want to throw another thing that we do.
Please, go ahead.
I don't want to throw this off, but one thing that's really cool is our Facebook pages with agents are really great too, because they actually help each other on those pages. And it's a good way to connect to your company. It is a tough job to keep up with that. It really is almost like a full-time job, but it's just amazing on the questions that they have. They answer themselves. Sometimes someone had already got a document that they pass on. So that connection to the agent, you just can't end that. And you just got to find ways to enhance it, so they have more quicker, easier ways to get information.
Yeah, no, I agree. And a personal experience is I've started, liking some of the comments that we've had during ALG's Ascend, and it's a full-time job. And then I didn't want to leave some people out. So last night at like 12:30 at night, I'm liking all these comments and stuff like that. And it is a connection that is really, really valued by all of us. But Colette, maybe a little feedback from you on your sales team and what you're doing at AMR.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you. Well, when this all started happening and we realized, what March turned into April and so on and so forth, we decided that the most important phase of our strategy around COVID was going to be to keep our ear to the ground and listen to see how business was changing. And so we have a travel agency advisory board that we have had multiple meetings with to get more information about what they're seeing happen in their business space and how their needs are changing. And we've continued to do that as the resorts have reopened. And so changes to our sales team in that regard, probably two really, really big and important things was really focusing on what we could do to assist the agency community in getting back their profitability, right? So two things that we looked at from a technological perspective is we've added a series of back of the house systems and reporting that will allow us to respond to requests, complaints, requests for support for a particular customer in a much, much more efficient manner. So we've used some of the time of the resorts being closed to really invest in technology and build a plan that will help us drive forward for many more years to come. And then additionally also too, we've created subject matter experts within our sales team as well to look at particular angles of the business, because the business was already starting to move and change with respect to the way that customer bases were expanding, right? We saw a lot of leisure agents that were starting to get into meetings and incentives. We saw some corporate business starting to come through what had been leisure agencies. Cruise business is now moving to land. Their needs are different and things of that nature. So we looked at all of the infrastructure and said, okay, what do we need to do to support that? And obviously efficiency and speed to market is going to be key. So therefore the tech investment. But then the other piece also too, is we know that there's less customers that are coming into every destination. And so we wanted to create tools for the agents to have greater profitability. So we have package add-ons, which are commissionable. We've also created a bonus commission program on upper room categories that is valid for any bookings through the middle of November for travel into April of 2021. So we can get some solid footing around a P&L for some of these agencies that are trying to create their own forecasting and planning. So we've really taken a view to what is the future view going to be from an agent perspective, and what do they think will be needed to grow their business, and changed our sales team and our tech tools with a view to that.
Thank you. And while pause, I got a lot of agent feedback and advisor feedback on this, but while pause, you did a bunch of specials and programs in the marketplace, and especially the very large commission incentive for the higher room categories, which has been a home run. But the agents want to know, when is the agent rewards program coming back full time as it was before?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the good news is it's not coming back exactly the way that it was before. We have taken the downtime to invest in some things, which I'll talk about in a second. But the answer to the question is November 9th. The program will be back for agents to be able to utilize points for booking incentives and for the other tools that we have out there. So if you're not familiar with AM Rewards, you can find the information at amrewards.com, and you accrue points and have the capability to convert those points to cash, to marketing tools that are co-branded for your agency, for complimentary stays, as well as also for gifts that you can pass on to your customer. So if you have a couple that is celebrating a honeymoon, you can utilize points to buy massages for them, just as an example. And so what we've done in the downtime is we've actually expanded those offerings, which I can't talk about just yet, but there's a whole bunch of new things that will be coming out for agents to be able to utilize points and demonstrate the value of utilizing an agent when making your booking, so that the consumer has an enhanced experience. It's going to be really cool.
Super, looking forward to it. Thank you. And certainly COVID has put a slowdown on construction of new hotels in certain cases, and pausing things. But there's still, I know a lot of you have some great pipelines of new destinations and hotels that are in that pipeline. Maybe if you could share a little bit with our advisor partners here today. Maybe Antonio, if you want to share a little bit about what's coming down the pike from Blue Diamond.
Well, first of all, I'd like to publicly announce that we become 10 years old next month of October.
Wow.
So we will,
happy birthday.
With very aggressive offers and prices in the context of COVID-19. So we have grown, as you know, very quickly over the past 10 years. And the idea is to continue to grow. It's true that COVID-19 has slowed down a little bit, but we have two main lines of growth plans for the next years to come. Currently, we are expanding in the Eastern Caribbean. We are having a very strong presence in St. Lucia, in Antigua, and Grenada. We will have another property in Barbados. 18 months from now, we are also working on a new property in Antigua. So our growth has been very strong over those islands. It's a new space for us. In this growth, we were experts in Jamaica, Mexico, Dominican. We started to learn a bit in Costa Rica, and now we are getting a lot of expertise on these beautiful islands. We are offering great products, brand new products with great prices. It's very competitive. I think we are the perfect alternative to sandals. And luckily for us, ALG is covering our products. So we encourage all the travel agents to take advantage of this offer that we have over those islands. So we have great products, and we will continue our growth. As I mentioned, opening Barbados and opening another property in Antigua. The other point of expansion is Planet Hollywood, vacation like a star. We are opening our flagship hotel in Costa Mujeres by December. It has been an opening that was delayed a little bit, but we are very, very excited and happy about the opening. We will open almost 1,000 rooms with two different sections, family and adults. Adult Sing will be the name of the adults part. And we also have a project for St. Martin, which still doesn't have the final delivery date, but it will be announced soon. So our main focus right now is growing in the Eastern Caribbean and grow the Planet Hollywood brand.
Thank you. And it certainly doesn't seem like COVID has slowed down your pipeline very much from what you just shared. So that's, I think, great for all of us that are here in attendance. Armin, do you want to share what's going on with Ryu?
Yes, of course. Well, this crisis has hit us all very hard, and so definitely we had to slow down a little bit on our growth plans, but we're still excited. We are still doing things. First of all, as we speak, we are renovating the Rio Montego Bay in Jamaica. This renovation is going to be finished on the 12th of December, so we're going to enter the winter season with a fully renovated hotel with a lot of nice features, like, for example, a splash park, which we are building on. Besides that, we are expanding our Plaza line. As you know, this is our city hotels. We are building, as we speak, our second hotel in New York, which is going to be finished June 21. We are building in Toronto. We are building in London. Yes, Rio is getting to the nice places in the urban industry. And we are, as we speak, building our first hotel in Dubai. And this is going to open in December of this year. So we are in the final stage, 3 months to go. And we had various projects in Mexico and Jamaica. Those are not, let's say, canceled. They are on pause, they are stopped. And we will reinitiate as soon as things get a little bit better and the cash flow gets a little bit more. But we will keep on growing. We believe that growth is what you have to do in order to survive. You cannot stand still. And yeah, we have a lot of exciting projects going on.
Thank you. Once again, some exciting stuff. And it's funny, our domestic buying team had always heard about Ryu over the years, but hadn't worked very closely. And in the last 5 years, your growth in the domestic market has been tremendous. So our whole buying team is getting close with Ryu nowadays. So that's exciting. And Colette, I know there's a lot of exciting things going on with AMR. If you maybe want to share a little bit of your pipeline.
Sure. Thank you. Well, also too, in the downtime that we've had with some of the resorts being closed, there's been a very high number of renovations that have taken place. So as the resorts are reopening, you'll find that the properties that you know and love are looking even better than ever, including Maroma, that has a new lobby area. We've had new rooms that have been added and renovations in a number of properties as well too. So I think in total we had about 15 projects that were completed between the Dominican Republic and Mexico. But also too, just looking forward, we've got a Secrets that's planned for Playa del Carmen and a Breathless in Cancun, and also a Dreams and a Secrets that will be opening up in the Punta de Mita region in Vallarta within the next year or so. So we're pretty excited about that. We also have projects under construction for 2022 in Grand Island, in Tulum, and also in La Paz, which will be new for us. But also too, just want to take the opportunity to mention is that over the last couple of years, we have acquired assets and have merged together, and we have a team that handles our product in Europe and the Middle East. And so we have very good expansion that's taking place there as well. By the end of 2021, we will have 31 properties in Europe, including Greece, which we're in the process of working on right now. So that's pretty exciting for us. And with an eye on future growth and looking at where the opportunities might be, AM Resorts will be 140 properties by 2025. So we're pretty excited about that. There's lots of change that's happening in the industry right now. There's lots of opportunity that's happening in the industry now. And I think we're going to see some success with that, with a lot of this pent up desire to travel that we're all experiencing. I certainly miss being on an airplane, and I'm getting ready to go myself. So we're hoping the consumer will be the same way. But yeah, exciting future. We're really, really pleased about it.
Thank you. All three of your comments give us a lot of energy about what's coming down the pike. And we're a couple of minutes ahead of schedule, which really never happens during these kinds of things. So I don't know if Ash, if you or John want to share anything about destinations or hotels that are in the pipeline.
Yeah, I mean, we, believe it or not, right in the middle of this in July, we opened a hotel in Chicago, which was, we thought it was going to be in the fall, and we thought it might be delayed, but it opened in July. We opened the Nobu Hotel Chicago. We have a great partnership with the new Nobu brand. We have a brand new Nobu hotel in Los Cabos as well. And that is starting to really pick up interest, as we can see the occupancy is raising very quickly, and the brand, is getting around very, with a real positive feedback from it. And we also just opened last year the Hard Rock Hotel Los Cabos. So we have new product that's out there. I know the agents have been really supporting us well with the Hard Rock brand in Los Cabos. So the hotel's doing really well. We're going into some of our hotels and doing a lot of enhancements to those hotels, just like, we have the time and you have the occupancy, like a hotel like Hard Rock Hotel Punta Cana runs a very high occupancy, high 80s, and it's very hard to keep up and fix rooms when you're running high occupancy. But now we're able to get into those rooms and do a lot of those revamping. So, our product is in great shape, and, thanks to travel agents, things are going really well.
That's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing that Chicago Nobu. I knew that one was coming, and frankly, in the last 6 months, other than my one trip to Mexico, I haven't gone anywhere other than my backyard. So I'm looking forward to taking a little trip down to Chicago. John, anything you want to add?
Yeah, just real quick. I mean, we did have some pause on some of our, some of our projects, but we are still moving forward with our projects in Aruba, and that's we've been working really closely with the government to be able to open up 2 resorts there. So we're really, really excited about that. So by next year, those will be a reality, and then of course we still have the land in Cabo that we're developing and working closely there with the government on the expansion that we have planned for that. In regards to the current resorts that we have, actually the government made us stop some of our construction when we were during the COVID, but after they gave us the green light to go ahead and start back up, we started building our really state-of-the-art water park at the Iberostar Paraiso complex. And let me tell you, man, I saw those water slides and they are scary. So people are going to love them. It's going to be great for all ages, and this is something new for us. So we're really excited about it. And if you can't tell by my gray hair, right, I'm old school. So, we've been, like I was telling you before, the agents have been coming to staying in our resorts. You guys have had organized fam trips, but we've also had other fam trips and other big offices that have brought down their whole staff. And so we've sent our BDMs down there with them as well. And they've done virtual broadcasts from down there back home to the States. And those kind of things have just been really, really exciting. Like, we were talking about before with social media. It really has changed the way we're doing things. And really nothing changes that human touch either. So we still got to have that. And we feel like in the destination is one of the best places we can do that. And we don't have a travel freeze for our staff. so that they can get out there and see the agents when they need to. So we're really behind all that right now.
Well, thank you. And I can tell you, while I was aware of just about all the things that you just shared, I just love that we're sharing it with our leading travel advisors, because that's the kind of energy we all need. You know, sometimes we've been stuck in the moment and trying to get out of this, and knowing that this industry will continue to reinvent itself, provide better products, enhance, you know, the services for the customer and for the advisor. And I think that gives us a lot of energy coming out of this. And when someone says, what's it going to be like in the future? Yeah, it's probably going to be different. But one thing that's going to be consistent is that all of your companies are going to continue to provide great products and services and experience. And none of you are resting on your laurels, which really gives us all a lot of energy. So tremendous gratitude for that. So now I appreciate all of your feedback. This is great content here today. But I'm going to turn it over to Clint, because I know Clint's been getting some questions from the audience. And so we would love to field some of those as well. Clint?
All right. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, we have a lot of really good things that I think everybody could benefit from if we have some responses. So the very first thing is, where can agents in your respective supplier brands, where can they find the best information on renovations, promotions that are going on, even specifically connected with the Apple Leisure Group with what you guys are doing?
We drive everything through our All-In Agents page, and that page has the information that they want. It'll have information on a limitless resort credit, all that kind of stuff is all there. And honestly, we're just seeing so much more on our Amped Agent page, where we're finding that agents are on Facebook more than anything else. It's an easy resource to go to, easy way to ask a question. They can chat us from there. So we're finding that has become a monster of a job to keep up with, but it's, you know, probably the best place they can go. And like I was saying, one of the coolest things is sometimes a BDM has given a travel agent this information already, another agent asks, and that agent will post that back to them. So it's been, you know, it does help relieve some work as well. So we've been finding nothing but great things about that. So those are the sources that I would say for us. And then I would imagine that you would go to the ALG pages to get the promos that we have with them.
Yeah, I think it's besides the agent base that we have, I think Bags is also a good opportunity. On Bags, you actually find all the promotions we have for travel agents and in general for our hotels.
Mm-hmm. And for AM Resorts, you can go to amragents.com, where we have all of our information available there, along with special master agent rates that have just been established. But also, too, on our media site, we have full product guides for each of the property there. So if you should have a repeat customer that has a specific question, or a new customer that has a specific question about resort facilities or enhancements, you can find that information there as well, with everything being continually updated as changes are made.
Yeah, and we redid our whole agent website. So IberoStar Agents is constantly being updated with more and more information about hotel openings, the protocols, promos, and of course it links you back and forth between backs for more information. So videos are on there, past webinars. It's a great resource.
Okay, so you should go to bluediamondagentrewards.com and visit the register and visit the webpage.
Awesome. And the last thing's not a question, but you guys got a lot of love from these travel agents. Congrats to Blue Diamond, love Royalton, Planet Hollywood, Dreams Natura is my favorite hotel. Excited about IberoStar in Aruba. You know, love the BDMs. Sales reps are the best. So guys, you're doing the right stuff, and we're just really grateful for you. I just wanted to share that because there was a lot of comments like that I think you guys need to hear.
Thanks. We can't do it without the agents. We're all in it together, right?
Yeah. Ray, before I close it out, do you have any other words or anything that you'd like to end today with?
No, I just think that I'm really energized by this conference overall, about the ability for all of us to get together and learn from each other and help position all of us to improve and get out of this together. And as I've said all along, we're going to do this together as a group, whether it's the advisors and the suppliers and ourselves, working and continuing to be creative. And the most important thing is have energy and reach out and ask if there's something that you're missing, because the answer is not that far away. And so you've got a group of people that are as loyal to the travel advisor community as any other destination or industry in the world. And that gives us a lot of gratitude, and it gives us a lot of confidence moving forward. So thank you very much for taking time out of your busy days to join us. And I hope that the advisor group felt this was really beneficial, because I know I did. So thank you very, very much, and stay safe. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in person. So hopefully that's not going to be too far away.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks, Ray. Thank you to all our panelists who joined today. Thank you for all our attendees who participated in today's session. We hope that our time together has been beneficial for your growth. Have a fantastic rest of your day and enjoy the rest of Ascend 2020. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thank you.